John Lewis's greatest legacy was the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And now Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell refuses to restore it. On the morning after John Lewis passed away, Mitch McConnell tweeted that Lewis was a pioneering civil rights icon and shared a story of them singing "We Shall Overcome" together. This is so absurd because for more than 225 days, Mitch McConnell has been blocking a vote on legislation to restore the Voting Rights Act that John Lewis nearly died marching for. John Lewis is more responsible than pretty much any other person for the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. On March 7th, 1965, John Lewis led the Bloody Sunday March in Selma. That march led 8 days later to Lyndon Johnson introducing and then passing the Voting Rights Act. And John Lewis advocated for the extension of the Voting Rights Act in 1970, in 1975, 1982, and 2006, each time when the law was reauthorized and signed by a Republican president. In 2013, the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in a decision written by John Roberts. John Lewis told me that he almost cried when Antonin Scalia compared the Voting Rights Act to a racial entitlement. And he said the Supreme Court had stuck a dagger in the heart of the Voting Rights Act. In December, the House of Representatives voted to restore the Voting Rights Act that the Supreme Court gutted. And John Lewis presided over the historic vote. But now Mitch McConnell is blocking that legislation from getting a vote in the Senate. Despite widespread voting problems during the primaries, including 6-hour lines in John Lewis's home state of Georgia, Mitch McConnell said recently, there's little tangible evidence of this voter suppression nonsense. The right to vote was personal for John Lewis. He called it precious, almost sacred, and the most powerful nonviolent tool for change that we have in a democratic society.